Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink, it's a lifeline. Some people wake up with the sun. Others wake up with caffeine and regret. It's the one addiction we all joke about but secretly can't live without. But why can't we quit it? What is it about this bitter little bean that keeps our brains begging for more? Today, we're breaking down the buzz behind caffeine addiction, the science, the struggle, and the truth about why you'll never really quit coffee, right here on History of Food. For millions of people, coffee isn't just a drink. It's a morning ritual, a comfort blanket, and, let's be honest, a socially acceptable addiction. The moment that first sip hits your tongue, your brain lights up with anticipation. It's not just about the taste or aroma, it's the chemical hit of caffeine, the world's most widely consumed psychoactive substance. Yep, caffeine is a drug, a legal one, a beloved one. But still, a stimulant that literally changes the way your brain works. So how does it trap us? It all starts with something called adenosine, a molecule in your brain that builds up throughout the day and makes you feel tired. Think of adenosine as your brain's natural sleep meter. The more it accumulates, the sleepier you get. Caffeine swoops in like a con artist. It doesn't give you energy, it just blocks your adenosine receptors, tricking your brain into thinking you're not tired. That's right, coffee doesn't create energy. It just borrows it from your future self. Which is why that 3 p.m. crash feels like your body demanding repayment, with interest. But caffeine doesn't stop there. Once it blocks adenosine, your brain goes, "Hey, I'm not sleepy anymore," and starts firing off other chemicals like dopamine, the same feel-good neurotransmitter triggered by food, social media, and, well, falling in love. That dopamine boost makes coffee feel rewarding. It's why that morning cup feels like a warm hug from the universe, or at least from your barista. Here's the sneaky part. Over time, your brain adjusts to this daily caffeine intrusion. It starts producing more adenosine receptors to fight back. So the same cup that once made you feel unstoppable now just makes you feel normal. And that's how tolerance forms. Suddenly, 1 cup becomes 2. 2 become 3. And before you know it, your bloodstream is 30% caffeine and 70% regrets. So what happens when you try to quit? Welcome to caffeine withdrawal, a real, documented condition that hits harder than you'd think. Within 12 to 24 hours of skipping your regular dose, adenosine floods your brain. The result? Crushing headaches, brain fog, irritability, fatigue, and sometimes nausea. Basically, your brain throws a tantrum because its favorite molecule, caffeine, has ghosted it. In fact, caffeine withdrawal is so common that the World Health Organization officially classifies it as a disorder. The symptoms usually peak within 2 to 3 days, but depending on how much you drink, they can last up to a week. And during that time, your productivity, mood, and will to live all plummet, which explains why so many people quit coffee for exactly 36 hours. Of course, caffeine addiction isn't entirely your fault. You've been expertly marketed to for decades. Coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks. They've all been designed and advertised to hit that sweet spot between "I'm awake" and "I'm vibrating." Energy drink companies especially love to push the idea that caffeine equals productivity. Some even brag about containing the equivalent of 5 cups of coffee in a can. And while the average adult caffeine intake, around 200 to 400 milligrams a day, is generally considered safe, anything beyond that starts flirting with side effects, like insomnia, anxiety, dehydration, and a heart rate that sounds like a drum solo. It's no wonder caffeine is estimated to be consumed by over 85% of adults worldwide every single day. It's not just a habit, it's an economy. Here's where it gets tricky. Caffeine isn't all bad. Studies have shown that moderate caffeine intake can improve alertness, memory, and even reduce the risk of diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Coffee also contains antioxidants that help fight inflammation and may protect your liver and heart. So technically, your addiction comes with some perks, but moderation is the magic word here. Once you start relying on caffeine just to feel baseline human, it's no longer a boost, it's maintenance. You're not enhancing your performance, you're just keeping withdrawal at bay. Think of it like paying rent on your alertness. Miss a payment, and the fatigued collectors show up. Let's zoom out for a second. Here's what caffeine actually does to your body, step by step. Within 15 minutes, you feel more awake as caffeine blocks adenosine. Within 30 to 45 minutes, dopamine, adrenaline, and cortisol levels rise. Your heart beats faster, your pupils dilate, and your focus sharpens. After 4 to 6 hours, half of that caffeine is still in your system, which is why an afternoon cup can ruin your sleep later. After 10 to 12 hours, your body finally clears it out, unless you have caffeine sensitivity or a slow metabolism, in which case, good luck. Some people can drink espresso before bed and sleep like a baby. Others sip green tea after lunch and lie awake calculating their life mistakes until 3 a.m. It all depends on genetics and caffeine tolerance. Can you actually quit coffee? The short answer, yes. The honest answer, not easily. Experts suggest that if you want to quit or cut down, do it gradually. Reduce your caffeine intake over a few weeks rather than going cold turkey. That gives your adenosine system time to recalibrate without making you feel like a zombie. Switching to half-calf, green tea, or decaf, which still contains a little caffeine, by the way, can also help. And most people who stick with it find that their energy levels stabilize naturally after a few weeks, no longer tied to that morning cup. But here's the real kicker. Even people who successfully quit often go back. Not because of addiction, but because coffee is a ritual. It's warmth, it's comfort, it's a community. You can't exactly bond over a glass of water the same way. Here's the twist. Caffeine addiction isn't the villain. It's that clingy friend who overstays their welcome but still makes your mornings better. Sure, it hijacks your brain, but it's also part of human culture, from ancient coffee rituals to your daily espresso shot. The trick isn't quitting, it's drinking with intention. Enjoy it, don't rely on it, because life without coffee might be calmer, but definitely less fun. So next time you pour that morning cup, remember, you're not just fueling your body, you're participating in a centuries-old global ritual powered by a tiny molecule that tricks your brain for a living. You can fight it, or you can sip it. Just don't pretend you're immune. Because when it comes to caffeine, none of us is stronger than the bean. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.